just popped out of the office with the guys. We're coming to the John Rylands building. This is part of the University of Manchester for a team meeting, and we're basically looking to discuss the next 1 month and 3 months of what we're doing in the development roadmap. If you actually walk past this building from the outside, it looks a little bit strange. It looks more like a castle or a cathedral. And this is basically because of the Gothic and Victorian architecture.
The building was named after John Rylands, one of Manchester's most successful industrialists. And back in the 1800s, he made a lot of money in the textile industry, and he was also responsible for the opening of Manchester Ship Canal. When he died in 1888, his wife left this building in his memory.
And the building itself and what you're seeing is actually super beautiful. The only thing wrong with this library is I've had to bring my own computer along, because if you look behind you, those computers still have Internet Explorer on them. Can you believe that?
So we've just finished the team meeting, and for myself it's really good because coming into somewhere that's so quiet and quaint and different, it gives you a chance to kind of like refresh, hit the reset button, and just head back into the office with like a new sense of purpose and attitude and gravity.
I'm Rick, I'm lead designer and a front-end developer. Design and user experience is a very important part of the company, but it's also very time-consuming. Any feature or any enhancement that we may do has to go through rigorous user testings to make sure that we get the best result we can before it goes to development. Now, our original process was split up into 3 parts. We'd have wireframes, we'd then have design, which was usually done on Photoshop, and then we'd have user testing, which was using an online application called InVision. This felt very divided, very unstructured, and also very time consuming in the sense of when we got feedback from users, we had to take it back to the wireframes, then put it into Photoshop, then put it online. Now we've actually found an awesome application called Adobe XD that basically brings those 3 parts into one. We're able to be faster, more efficient, create multiple variations. For example, quick wait. We came up with loads of variations that we could test all at once to make sure that we got the best result we can in a shorter space of time. So the great thing is we're able to bring design and development closer together. The development team can also use the application to get the necessary information that they need to build the new feature or enhancement that they're doing.
Hi, I'm Kiran. I'm the lead Android developer here at Wakelet. I have 15 years of mobile development experience, starting off in the days of Symbian. For the past 5 years I've been working on Android exclusively. I've worked for several large corporations such as the BBC and Sky. It's completely different from working here at Wakelet because we don't have the massive infrastructure that those companies have, and there's many people that contribute towards the team. Here I have much more freedom in terms of what I develop and how I develop it, and I get to work closely with every player, back end and front end, to develop a good app.
Hi, I'm Paul and I'm the lead iOS developer at Wakelet. I've been developing apps for about 6 years. My first app job was working with the University of Leeds. I was creating apps for medicine students and GPs. And then I moved on to an energy company doing survey apps for them. Then I decided I wanted to do something more creative, more personal, so I started doing some personal apps in my spare time. Then after about a year I moved on to Wakelet.
Developing for Android is a lot more fun than developing for Symbian, simply because you can get, at the very basics, you can get elements on screens within minutes rather than the days and weeks that sometimes it used to take you with Symbian. The Android app was released in August. I'm now working on the 2nd version. The iOS app is a little ahead, and I'm speaking to Paul a lot, getting ideas from him on how to work the future screens.
It's exciting when Apple release new software updates because I get to look through the code and then see which new features I'll be able to implement into the app. For example, they released the new iPhones recently, so I had to make certain optimizations for the new screen sizes and for the slightly different SDK that they've used. The problem that Kieran has with different devices and screens is less of an issue when you're working with iOS, because there are only a certain amount of devices and Apple make the software purposely for those devices. So you don't really get many hiccups.
I really love it when users come into the office and talk to us about how they're using the app, what they like, what they don't like, what features they want added to the app or would like to have added to the app. Sometimes their viewpoint is completely different to how I as a developer are imagining using the app. In big corporations you have huge UX departments that are talking to users and giving them prototypes to play with to see what works better, but I as a developer have never been exposed to that, so it's a wonderful aspect of the job.
There are many different ways to gather feedback. For example, people can communicate to us through the support channel. We can look at statistics and data. But what I enjoy the most is when people come to the office and they can talk to us as a user about how they use the app. They can suggest features that they'd like in the app, and that might influence how we develop the app in the future.
It's really important for us to get actual feedback from real life users face to face. We've got a guy coming up this afternoon called Mark, and he's been using the iOS app for quite some time now. There's only so much that we can predict when it comes to user behavior, so having somebody come in and speak directly to us gives us that chance to feedback to the developers and hopefully get them to create a better experience for our users.
I'm Mark. I've been using the Wakelet app for good while now. I've been using the iOS for well over a year and the desktop as well for a little less. I started off using it for collecting items that I wanted to share with a wider network, and now I find that I'm compiling lists for other people as well that I know will be benefit to them. I use the app more so. I found it was really seamless, the ability to save and share, and I've just met with the developers, which was really cool to see their environment and see how they work and give them some feedback on some ideas I've had and how I've used it.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and if there's anything else that you'd like to see from us in the future, just leave a comment in the section below. See you next week.